seeing crazy stuff.
188 待って。
Alright, Insidious the Red Door is a movie that recently came out. So, yeah, this movie is fine, I suppose. We're meeting back up with the Astor Family, which were the main protagonists in the first two films. If you remember those are the ones where this family has this little kid that can astral project. However, in this film, this kid, Dalton, him and his father were hypnotized into not remembering those times. So the times that stuff was occurring and they could astral project and stuff, that stuff is completely gone from their memories.
Are you ready?
We're ready to forget the further.
And also in this movie, Renal and Josh are divorced. And at one point, figure out why Renal divorced Josh. And I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was really unfair, and I didn't think it was a very good reason to divorce somebody, but that's just me. So this one, we're following Dalton, who is now a teenager, and he's going off to a liberal arts college. And he acts exactly like what you would expect a liberal arts teenager to act like. He's kind of an a-hole, at least in the beginning. He does get a little more likable once the beginning ends. They kind of chill out with that teenage angst. So Dalton goes into his liberal arts class, and let me just say, the lady that teaches this class, I understand they're trying to make her seem like some edgy liberal arts teacher. But she is literally one of the most ridiculous, this is one of the most ridiculous, cringy scenes I think I've ever seen. Let me just explain it to you real fast. It's not a spoiler. All right, so Dalton goes into his art class, and this is the first day of this class. The teacher comes in and she tells everybody to take out one of their favorite pieces that they've drawn or painted or whatever. And she goes around to pretty much judge them. The first kid she comes to, she pretty much tells this kid that his artwork is complete crap. And not just that, she also tells him he needs to rip it up. And the kid reasonably says, no, I'm not going to rip up my art. So she says, get out of my class, because she's a hard ass. She's a no-nonsense art teacher. Oh my God. This lady needs to be fired. Anyways, so she's like one of those teachers, and so she's trying to teach the kids to reach into the deepest, darkest parts of them, and that's where their art should come from.
Think deep into your memory and let's see what light we can find.
Just like probably a normal liberal arts teacher would do. And this kind of causes Dalton it starts to kind of open the door again, and he's starting to remember certain things. And at the same time, his father is also having kind of trouble. His father's actually getting a brain scan because there's a big chunk of time that's missing that he doesn't remember. So, it's kind of reasonable that he would want to see if there was something wrong with his brain. So that's pretty much the premise for the movie. They don't really do much with this movie. This movie I feel like could have expanded a little bit more on the story, on the lore, but it doesn't really do much with it. It's literally nothing you haven't seen before. Even from these movies. It did scare me sometimes. The directing isn't bad. The acting isn't bad. It's like a watchable movie. I think the beginning part of it is way better. The end comes kind of abruptly, in my opinion. If you really like these movies, then yeah, sure, I think you'll like this movie just fine. I just really don't understand why they didn't dive more into the lore. With all these remakes coming out, and me being kind of sick of remakes and sequels and crap, I actually thought that out of all of these sequel remakes, this one where we have an adult Dalton, this kid who can astral project into this evil realm, I feel like there is something more there that they could do with that. If they got the right writers. I feel like there's more that they could expand on and more stories to tell with that. Especially considering the fact that they actually got the actual kid who played young Dalton. Luckily for them, this kid has grown to be good looking. You never know what those child actors are going to look like. Hollywood's hopefully you're not ugly when you grow up. Jake Lloyd. But it's fine. It's passable. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably never gonna think of this movie again. I don't ever want to watch this movie again. Was it painful to watch? No. But other than that, I'm not gonna remember it. And there's really no reason for it to exist. And that is unfortunate because I think that they actually could have made this story a lot more interesting. But let me know what you thought of the movie. And also, let me know, have you guys ever had a teacher like this? Like a cringy, badass teacher in high school, college? Let me know in the comments below. But that's all I have for today. Keep watching movies, guys, and keep being happy. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.